We exist at the University of Illinois Chicago. We have talked a lot about the importance of public education, and Great Cities is very proud to be at the University of Illinois Chicago, housed at the College of Urban Planning and Public Affairs. I'm so happy that our speaker that will close us out is here to talk about the importance of an engaged university and institutes like the Great Cities Institute. And so with that, I'm very pleased to introduce to you our Chancellor, Chancellor Marie Miranda. Chancellor.
So good afternoon, everyone. It's dark out there, but it's still afternoon. It's not yet evening. So kind of feel like I've been set up. First of all, there's a proclamation. I don't know how I can top that. And secondly, I am speaking after Reverend Dorr. I wasn't able to hear your entire set of remarks, but just from what I heard, it was enough for me to say I should just go home and let people end on your inspiring words. Anybody who can quote Howard Thurman so fluently, he's one of my very favorite authors. Anyone who can quote him so fluently is someone who really knows what justice work is all about. So good afternoon to all of you, and thank you for being here as we close out this meaningful celebration of the Great Cities Institute's 30th anniversary. You know, I grew up in the city in Detroit, and I did actually grow up in this city. There are many people who tell you they're from Detroit and they're from the suburbs. We mock them. I grew up in the city in Detroit, and so the whole notion of what it means to live and work and play in one of our major urban centers has been sort of imbued in me from early childhood. And so the Great Cities Institute is just such a wonderful addition, essential element, I would say, to the work of the University of Illinois Chicago. 30 years ago, UIC made a bold commitment. A public urban research university must study cities and partner with them. Research must explain inequities, must explain them, and help solve them. And community-engaged scholarship is fundamental to inclusive prosperity and a healthy democracy. That vision was urgent then and remains very urgent until today. These founding principles remain vital as cities like Chicago continue to shape the future of multiracial democracy, community life, and civic participation. Our state, our nation, and indeed our world needs more efforts like those at GCI. Work that brings together rigorous data, deep community partnership, and interdisciplinary research to strengthen public policy and civic life. We need research that analyzes challenges and supports communities in shaping solutions, mirroring the long Chicago tradition of civic activism and community-based innovation highlighted throughout today's conversations. As someone who has paid close attention to GCI's work long before I arrived at UIC, I am continually impressed by how fully the Institute has delivered on its mission. It is my great regret that I wasn't able to spend the entire day with all of you because the mission and the work of GCI is so fully aligned with things that interest me most deeply. As an example of that delivering on its mission, GCI's collaboration with the Mayor's Office on the 2026 Budget Engagement Report brought more than 1,200 residents into the city's fiscal planning process, extending a long tradition of participatory budgeting leadership at UIC. GCI has modeled the way forward, showing what it means to broaden civic voice at a moment when cities are facing difficult choices. GCI has also recognized the critical importance of environmental justice, an issue that has been the focus of my scholarship throughout my career as a faculty member. In this work on environmental justice, they have helped to advance the 100th Street Calumet River restoration by supporting community-driven community-driven stewardship, and elevating the work of Latino environmental justice leaders. This is research that does more than document challenges. It empowers communities to take charge and reshape the environments they call home. These projects, and many others, and the partnerships behind them, demonstrate what it means for a public research university to serve the public good. In moments when events are straining our civic fabric, GCI reinforces it. As someone who has spent much of my career using spatial analytics to understand how environmental factors shape health and educational outcomes in underserved communities, I feel a deep connection to GCI's mission. I've seen how community-engaged scholarship can improve lives and neighborhoods, and I know how urgently cities need research that is both rigorous and respectful and impactful. Across UIC, we're working every day to advance inclusive economic mobility, deepen community partnerships, and bring evidence into policy conversations. The Great Cities Institute is a cornerstone of that effort. It stands as a national model of how universities can leverage, It stands as a national model of how universities can leverage expertise, data, and collaboration to create real and lasting change. This 30-year milestone, that's 30 years. Let's just say that out loud, 30 years, 30 years. This 30-year milestone is the result of extraordinary collaboration and dedication. It reflects the tireless work of the faculty, researchers, staff, and students who power the Institute, the insight and guidance of community partners and civic leaders, and the vision and leadership of Dr. Teresa Cordova and her team. I think we should take a moment and acknowledge Teresa's leadership. Together, all of you have elevated the Great Cities Institute, strengthened this campus, and enriched our city. Your work shows that even in contested times, UIC and Chicago can lead the way toward a more just, inclusive, and democratic society. Thank you for helping to build strong communities, a more competitive state and region, and a brighter future for our home city of Chicago. Congratulations on 30 years of outstanding work. I'm looking forward to the next 30.